Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that some women survive things that should have broken them? They go through storms that should have destroyed them, yet somehow they're still standing, still breathing, still believing. Not because life was easy, but because God was watching. This message is for the woman. God protects. There is a woman who doesn't always understand why her life looks the way it does. She wonders, why did that door close? Why did that relationship fall apart? Why did I have to walk away, even when my heart wanted to stay? What she doesn't see in that moment is the hand of God, blocking what would have destroyed her. Because when God protects a woman, He doesn't always remove the pain. Sometimes He removes the people, and that hurts. A woman God protects often cries in private. She smiles in public, but wrestles in prayer at night. She asks God questions she's too afraid to ask out loud. God, am I doing the right thing? God, why does this feel so lonely? God, why do I feel different from everyone else? But what she doesn't realize is that protection often feels like isolation. God separates before He elevates. The enemy has tried to distract her, to drain her, to pull her into confusion. But every time, God steps in, sometimes quietly, sometimes painfully, sometimes without explanation, because God knows what she doesn't see. He sees the betrayal before it happens. He sees the trap before it snaps shut. He sees the heartbreak before it reaches her doorstep. So He blocks, He redirects, He delays, not to punish her, but to protect her purpose. A woman God protects is not weak. She may be gentle, but she is covered. Covered by prayer, covered by grace, covered by a God who fights battles she never sees. There were accidents that should have happened. There were plans that should have worked, but mysteriously fell apart. That wasn't bad luck. That was God saying, not her, not today, not this daughter. Sometimes God protects her by giving her discernment. She feels uneasy without knowing why. Something doesn't sit right in her spirit. Others say, you're overthinking, you're too sensitive. But God whispers, listen to me. Because intuition is often the Holy Spirit trying to keep her safe. And yes, being a woman God protects can feel heavy because protection comes with responsibility. She can't go where everyone else goes. She can't love the way everyone else loves. She can't settle for what everyone else accepts. God won't allow her to stay small. She has tried to blend in, to lower her standards, to quiet her convictions. But God wouldn't let her. Every time she tried to shrink herself, something felt wrong, because a woman God protects is also a woman God is preparing. Let me tell you something powerful. The enemy doesn't attack what has no future. The resistance she feels is not a sign of failure. It's confirmation that heaven is involved. God protects her because her obedience will unlock doors for others. Her prayers will break chains. Her testimony will heal wounds. Her life will point people back to God. There were moments she almost gave up. Moments she said, God, I can't do this anymore. And yet, she's still here, not by her own strength, not by coincidence, but because God placed a shield around her life. She didn't see the angels. She didn't hear the warnings, but heaven was active on her behalf. If you are listening to this and you feel unseen, misunderstood, or tired, hear this clearly. You are not forgotten. You are not delayed. You are not alone. You are protected. God is protecting your heart from the wrong love, your mind from the wrong voice, your future, from the wrong decision, even when it hurts, even when it doesn't make sense. Trust the God who sees what you can't. And one day, you'll look back and say, "Now I understand." You'll thank God for the closed doors, the unanswered prayers, the paths that didn't work out, because they were never meant to harm you. They were meant to save you. A woman God protects may walk through fire, but she will not be consumed. She may bend, but she will not break, because the same God who protects her today is preparing her for something greater tomorrow.